Special session.
Ready.
All right, it's at least 9:29, Monday morning, July 23rd. We'll bring special session Somervell County Commissioners Court to order. At the regular show, Larry Halsey, Danny Chambers, John Curtis, Kenneth Wood, Don Cramps are all present. John Curtis is absent. Item number 1, discuss, take action on preliminary plat for 48.38 acre addition in Glen Oaks addition. I believe that's you, Don.
Yes, sir. This is like you said, a preliminary plat for 48.38 acres, consisting of 8 lots. No lot is smaller than 3.5 acres. It's located on County Road 412 in Precinct 4.
And the preliminary plat's been presented to the clerk's office. Does anyone have any questions or discussion? Do we have a motion to accept it?
I make a motion to accept this preliminary plat.
I have a motion by Don.
Second.
I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? 4 for, 0 against. Item number 2, back to Susie. Discuss, take action awarding group health insurance.
Yes, and what I would like to propose to the court is that we keep United Healthcare, but go to a richer plan, and the money is a little bit better. It's in that first column, the one that's for $840.47 for the employee only. And on the dental insurance, I would like to keep our dental insurance the same with Sun Life. It's going up a little bit, but we just keep the same plan. And then our vision insurance and our life, we have got that. We could keep that for 2 years at the same price. So that's what I propose that we do.
Correct me, Susie, if I'm wrong. On the health insurance, we're saving just a little bit per employee, correct?
That's right.
And dental goes up a little bit. It doesn't go up as much as what we're saving on the health.
Yes.
All right.
And the plan is richer.
All right.
Co-pays go down, deductibles go down, maximum out of pocket goes down, which is really going to
Really strange.
We've had 2 good years. I don't know what's happened, but
we'll get over it soon, I'm sure.
Oh, don't say that.
It's like too good to be true. You keep looking, right? Well, do we have any questions for Susie or Brian or
I'm sorry,
Denise? I was just asking if they had any questions for you by any chance.
Not many questions when you get cheaper rates.
Yeah.
What to say about that?
Copay, deductible.
I need a motion.
Yes, I do.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Larry to accept the insurances as presented by Susie.
Second.
Don. I have a second by Don. Do we have any further questions or comments for Susie or Denise? All in
I
favor?
would like to say I'm grateful we're getting this taken care of in July.
That is, it's September 29th.
Usually we're sometime in the end of August, beginning of September,
I
sometimes
know.
dealing with this. So
Thank you very much.
Well, our rep is out on maternity leave, the
Good.
UHC rep, so they were very anxious to get everything put to bed before
Perfect.
That worked in our favor.
Perfect timing. All right, I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor of said motion? That's 4 for, 0 against. Item number 3, discuss, take action on lease agreement for a transfer station. As you know, we have it with Frontier Waste Solutions, which bought out Lone Star. They are looking, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have John, Chris, and Mike all here today. They're looking at investing some more capital in their company, what they do here, and they really didn't want to do the investments when they came to expire on September 30th. The only thing different is the addresses, the names, what we approved to do on the wood, what we charge coming in, and then what they also started doing, I don't know if y'all saw that in here, their folks are separating out the good from the bad. Their folks are also loading the good mulch, and they're selling the good mulch. The stuff that's mixed you can still get for free, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And all the labor except for the grinding is coming out of y'all's part, because you're doing the separating, the loading. The agreement was we get 75% on all the brush that comes in. On the good stuff that goes out, we get 25% because all the labor's on your back.
Right.
And that's the only changes that I know of. Andy went over this. Andy's not here. Do we have any?
Judge, I would just say that this is just an extension of the current agreement
Right.
as provided in the current agreement with the modifications that you have addressed, which really are just kind of formalities with the exception of the new process for the brush collection, which the first couple of months has been pretty successful. I think we've paid roughly $5,000 to $6,000 a month to the county.
$5,700 the first month, $5,773 I think it was the second month.
And so it kind of depends on what the flow is going to be, but we kind of anticipate that to be more or less what the demand is. Just FYI.
How many years is renewal?
3.
Three.
It's the same as
Okay.
the original.
You need a motion?
Yes, I do.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Larry to
Second.
extend the transfer station lease agreement with Frontier. I have a second by Kenneth. Do I have any questions or discussion? How you doing, ma'am? Come on in. All in favor of said motion? That's 4 for, 0 against. Both of these, we'll get them filed, and Michelle will, stamp them, file them later. Would you mind later today or tomorrow get one back to me, and then I'll get it to these gentlemen?
Sure.
I'll sign both copies, and I'll call either Chris, Mike, or whoever needs to
Call
get
any
them.
of them.
I'll get them back to you, okay?
Thank you, Chairman.
You bet. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, great.
Item number 4, discuss take action on easement for Central Texas Title, Stewart Title. Peggy said she may or may not be here. She had a closing. What's going on? You know where Central Texas Title is? Over here on the square. The building that Ron Hankins used to own. Stewart Title is going to buy that. There is no easement at the back of that building because Ron dedicated that to Larimore family several years back. They want to go through the back garage doors, rework it, have a handicap access. But what they need is from us and Larimore, the road that goes beside the old historic jail, which everybody used to get in and out of there. If we approve, then they will get a dedicated easement surveyed, get it platted, and then they'll have that for Stewart Title when they actually purchase the property. I had Andy look over it. Here again, he's not here to say that, but he agreed. He didn't see any problem. He didn't see we'd be closing that road down anytime soon because it's the only access that really people have in beside that old jail. Anything else I can try to answer? Well, do I have a motion to grant Stewart Title and easement?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
I have a second by Don. Any further questions or discussion I can try to answer? Did you happen to get all that, Michelle? Sorry about that.
I mean, y'all are going to file the paperwork in my office, correct?
Right, and then
Okay.
they will come back with a dedicated easement that's been surveyed.
Correct.
Right. Right now, all we have is just a request letter. I
Okay.
can sign that and give it to you.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further question? All in favor said motion. 4 for, 0 against. And I'll just sign this right here, Michelle, if that works for you.
Sure.
We'll just file all this paperwork.
Okay.
Put that down here. All right, item number 5, discuss take action on repairing or replacing annex doors. I meant to look in the annex amount we had left for this year. I didn't do that.
Give me a second.
And I don't see any of the folks here that actually fight these doors every day. So, the front door, I'm told, can be rebuilt, $615. The side door, David has done pretty good replacing. I know, Michelle, your group fought that door many times.
We have.
It can be rebuilt for, looks like, $35. The ones that can't be rebuilt are the ones down here where you enter across from Hollywood and Vine by the district courtroom. They're out of date, antiquated, and they can't rebuild them like they can these other two. So to replace that whole set, that's the mullion, the doors, the panic bars, the whole shooting match is $3,200. So to rework all three sets is $3,850. And I meant to see what we had left to do.
Got plenty.
Okay. All right.
Have you got the one by the treasurer's office? Because that one has, I hear them banging on that regularly,
Really?
trying to get it locked.
No, I do not. If we do it well,
I thought y'all had done away with that one.
Well, except employees are going in and out. And when she goes to the bank, she goes out that door. Hope I'm not giving her security secret away.
is it the panic bar that's giving us trouble?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been up here before on weekends counting money and thought it was locked and it was wide open.
That's what's
It
happening on
appears
these
to
other
be
two.
locked from the inside, but you can just go right through it.
Well, what I can do, if the court decides to approve this, I'll get him back out here, give me another bid on that particular door, and I'll bring it back to the court separate if that's all right, since I already had this bid here.
Or they could accept it, provided that,
With a contingency upon,
granted, I mean, even our purchasing policy is if it's under 5,000, we're good. So,
and the double doors he's replacing is $3,800, so if he replaced the whole panic bar, you're looking at under $1,000. So will that still keep us underneath our $5,000?
right, and 5,000 just requires it just requires 3 verbals, and that's just that's not a state policy. That's a commissioner's court policy, so they can choose to adhere to that or bypass it for this particular deal. I mean, they could authorize you to get it done with an upper limit or anything like
Not to exceed?
Correct.
So if they approve this, the main entrance, the rear, the side door, and the custom, and in addition to Susie's side door, not to exceed, let's say 5,000. And then if it does, then I'll bring it back to the court. Is that fair? Is that fair?
Yeah,
Well, if that is fair, do I have a motion?
I make a motion. Go ahead.
I have a motion by Kenneth to accept this proposal plus the repair of the door by Susie's office not to exceed 5,000 total. Do I have a second?
Got a second.
Have a second by Don. Did I get that worded halfway properly?
Yes. Who's the vendor?
Granbury door and window.
There you go. That's all we needed in the motion.
Cool. All right. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? 4 for, 0 against. All right. Item number 6, approved budget transfers.
There are none.
Item number 7, pay county bills.
I gave you a one-page report showing some bills. The largest one on there is the next payment due to Bird Air for the repair at the amphitheater tent covering. If you remember correctly, that's paying out of the insurance proceeds that has been in that account. And then the second largest is I'm having to do a transfer to the expo account to make sure there's enough cash in there to pay all of that. So grand total of everything is $172,460.90.
Do I have a motion to pay our bills?
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Kenneth,
Second.
second by Don. Any further questions or discussion for Brian? All in favor of said motion? It's 4 for, 0 against. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion we adjourn this meeting.
Have a motion by Kenneth,
You have a second.
have a second by Don. All in favor? That's 4 for, 0 against. We'll adjourn this meeting at 9:46 a.m. Sign all the paperwork and then we'll start the next one. if you don't mind, on this transfer station, you can actually keep and just file one in your office. If you just let me know when the other one's ready to come back.
Okay, sure.
Now for the Boodling today, right? Yeah, which I don't think I've got yet, do I? I don't think I've got that. Would you mind putting that up there so she can file it away?